What's up, Big V? Welcome to our championship reviews from our weekend. We are in our grand final weekend here, Saturday, the 26th of August at Nuttawatting Basketball Stadium. Now, we had some massive games over this weekend, Mark. We had two possible three-game series, which ended on the Saturday night, and we had a massive championship men's game over at Wyndham, which we'll get stuck into straight away as they were arguably upset by the McKinnon Cougars.
There was no argument about it, Ted. Fifth place beat first place
Yeah.
from the regular season, and McKinnon are absolutely rolling. And they were brilliant in this game, and it was there's no disservice to Wyndham. Wyndham were still very good. It's just when your team's got some momentum and they're rolling, and that's the McKinnon Cougars right now, led by Sharif Black. He's in some absolutely ridiculous form.
Yep.
And he's carrying his Cougar boys to the grand final.
He really is, and like you said, Wyndham didn't, statistics-wise, they didn't really do a hell of a lot wrong. I mean, they shot the ball pretty well. They got to the free throw line 29 times, 72%. Three-point line, 30%. They didn't turn the ball over that much. They got 17 offensive rebounds. Things just didn't really go their way.
Yeah, 100%. You automatically start to think, was there foul trouble? Was there this, there that? But no, they played a really good game. It's just unfortunate they didn't have the answer to slow down McKinnon's scoring.
Yeah.
And Sharif Black got himself going. He ended up with 33 points and did a bit of everything with 5 boards and 4 dimes and 3 steals. So, and I think let's give a big shout out to Nathan Davis. 21 points in the first half. He was phenomenal, and unfortunately went down with what looks to be a fairly serious knee injury, Ted.
Yeah, absolutely. Off a nice layup, and he actually finished it. I believe it was McKinnon's first possession of the second half. So yes, prayers to Nathan Davis. But we do have to move forward because McKinnon are in this grand final, and it's a huge credit to them. Mitch Barry was phenomenal in his 38 minutes, just the 14 points, but I think his defensive activity is something to seriously credit.
Yeah, he's so disruptive, and he'll no doubt have somebody in his sights, whether he's slowing down Chris Elder at point and sort of trying to disrupt what Hume do there, or whether he's the man who goes to Troyce Manassa, who's that impossible task. But Mitch Barry's had a phenomenal season, and it's just really pleasing to see him have such a big impact in such an important game.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we move on, just a massive congratulations to Wyndham's champ men team. They were the reigning champs, or current reigning champs, after the 2022 season. They finished on top after sort of an up and down season. They were on at number 1 for a little bit, and they moved down. They had a bit of a struggle area, but they came back, finished on top of the ladder. So, a massive season for them, for Lucas Hunt and these Wyndham boys.
Yeah, and it's never easy to come into a season with that target on your back, same squad, trying to do the same job. But they had a phenomenal year.
Absolutely. We'll move on to our championship women, where Wyndham's women have progressed in a 2-game series over the McKinnon Cougars, 97-74. This was probably somewhat expected from the Wyndham champ women, as they've continued to be the undefeated team in our whole entire Big Bay series.
Yeah, and they remain undefeated, Ted. They remain undefeated. Well done to McKinnon. They came out real strong and actually took a lead into the halftime break. And no doubt that would be an unfamiliar territory for Wyndham this season. But they tried to run them off their feet and play a really fast brand. Don't let them get set defensively and all that sort of stuff. But worked early. But I think the McKinnon Cougars may have run out of legs as Wyndham made some adjustments for the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And they had some massive influences off the bench. Lex Connolly in her 22 minutes with 17 points. Jamie Lee Pierce, 12 points in her 19 minutes as well. They shot the ball very well, 34%. A lot of offensive rebounds there, and a high assist and steal game, 15 steals for the Wyndham group as they defeated McKinnon. Huge congratulations to the Cougars. Just unable to get it done. Brianna Gray probably just had a little bit too much weight on her shoulders in this series. She probably had maybe just a little bit too much to get done, and she did possibly struggle in that area.
Yeah, and I mean, a huge effort from McKinnon. They did this without Emily Suckling, who was a star for them all year. Obviously faced injury troubles towards the back end of the year, and yeah, McKinnon will hopefully keep this group together and maybe add a piece or two and get ready to retool for next year.
100%. We move to our other championship women game, another 2-0 series as Bulleen progressed to the grand final. Even an overtime game against Sherbrooke on the Saturday night at East Doncaster. Bulleen were fantastic in overtime to get the 10 points to Sherbrooke 6, but it was sort of Sherbrooke for the majority of this game.
Yeah, they came out of the blocks with a sole focus of trying to get the win and push this out to game 3. So Bulleen have had the advantage over Sherbrooke all season, and Sherbrooke obviously had plans to try and get it done, but Portia Bull came out of the blocks real hard. She had 20 points in just about the first quarter. I'm not sure she missed in that period, Ted. She was phenomenal. She's finished the game with 35. And Carline, despite being clear foul trouble throughout the game, managed 25 points and 16 rebounds in her 25 minutes. It's just that support cast. I mean, Tanea Sawalo did her best, but it's that next 4th, 5th, 6th option for Sherbrooke, who they probably need a little bit of extra work in the off season and retool to come back and try and make the big dance next year.
Yeah, 100%. And congratulations to Sherbrooke. They finished 3rd in Champ Women. Well, their first time in Senior Champ Women as well. So
back in Senior Champ Women.
Back in Senior Champ Women. There you go. So a massive effort for them to even make it as far as they did. And Bulleen, we continue to say that Olivia Bontempello probably didn't have the season she was after. She didn't have a fantastic year compared to some she previously had.
Yeah.
But she definitely showed up here. 31 points and 6 rebounds in her 34 minutes, and she definitely has a number of girls and players next to her who can step up in any occasion. Kayla Van Ness just with 9 points and 13 rebounds here, but Annabelle Dearborn 15 points, Amy Bourne with 14 herself. So there's definitely contributors here for this Bulleen unit.
Yeah, they've had an impressive year, and as you said, it's sort of Bontempello's had some quieter games, and they've still managed to get the job done. And it's great to see her get back to her very best at the right end of the year, and she's going to be primed and ready to dominate this grand final, which next week, Nunawading
Stadium.
Nunawading Stadium, 5 p.m. It's going to be unreal.
Absolutely. Ticket sales will be live to the public Tuesday afternoon. So do keep an eye out for that as they will sell out fast. We'll catch you guys very, very soon.